Okay, I'm suffering from a lot of fluid inside my body right now. There is fluid at least up to here, across, going all the way down. So, fluid from here over, all this is fluid going all the way down there and all the way down there. Seems unbelievable, but right here it's very sore, especially right here, the most sorest area, and I'm having trouble breathing. I know there's too much fluid because when I stand up, when I go like this to stand up, as soon as I get to this position, a lot of the fluid that's in this region just starts to fall down into my feet, making it very impossible to really walk. So I've been trying everything I can think of to get this stuff to drain. It usually drains. I've been trying just sitting down like this, putting this on. Now what I have noticed is that if the ball doesn't move, it moves with my lungs. If it moves with my lungs, it's not draining. If the ball does like up and down motion, like this, really fast, it starts draining, and I can feel it. I can feel it literally draining from the areas from up there, going downwards into here. You can see right now I'm not breathing very well. The fluid's been in too long that my feet are starting to really hurt. It feels like they can't breathe properly. The nerves are starting to, how do I say this? They hurt so much, like as if they can't breathe properly. Anyways, right here it's really effing sore, and we need to do something because I'm going to end up passing out if I don't get this fluid to drain. Right here, there's a pop, happens right there, and so if I don't do this, I will end up dying because I can't get the fluid out any other way. It just builds up until the pressure is too much. It's knocking me out. So I don't feel it draining yet. I have to keep trying. There's something wrong with why it won't drain. I don't know why. Right here in this area. So right here, trying to suck it up. So what I'm trying to do is pull it in here, thinking of it like water, trying to suck it. Now I know that sounds very weird, but right in here, I swear I can suck it in every once in a while. The problem is that it doesn't seem to do it freely all the time. I don't really understand. But once I start sucking it in, once I start to get it sucked in, if I put the ball on and I could see that fluctuating like this, and it's not going with my breathing, I can feel the fluid coming from down here in this region first, coming back up. Right now what I feel is there's too much fluid, and some of it's coming over this area. It's literally, it's up in here getting, I can feel so much fluid on top of the skin right in here, and I need to drain. Right here, there is something wrong right there. So sometimes just putting the medicine ball right here and just leaving it. I cannot get this to work though. I literally am having trouble for some reason getting this to work. So if I just leave the ball here, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's not really moving. It's moving with my breathing, so it's not draining. And like I said, I feel water even, or fluid up to even here. It's horrible. Feel lots of it in my back, lots of it in here. And just watch the ball. You can see it's not really moving. It's not doing this fluctuating up and down like this. It's actually moving with my breathing. So it's not working. And like I said, I can literally feel the fluid underneath coming up this way once I start to get it to work. I'm having trouble breathing really bad, and my legs really hurt bad. I need this to start draining. So I did literally hundreds of crunches already, and I could tell it still wasn't draining. There was no pop sound inside here. It's almost like it's just stuck. I flew it up to here. Yeah, getting closer and closer to the top of my chest. So rolling over, sometimes I feel it start to travel into my arms, and that's why I lean back up. So I try to keep the fluid down here as much as possible. From where the fluid comes out, it's right here. I feel it constantly dripping. And what I try to do is suck the fluid back into why it's dripping. However, it doesn't always seem to work as easy. So another trick that I do is I get these things here. Is like a really almost like placing a cardboard, and then once I get it to drain, I start sweating like crazy in that area. So I will put my chest, or where I feel the leak, I'm going to put my chest down here. Right here will be my chest, and my gallbladder, my surgery area will go on that. So you can see I'm like this basically. I'm on top of this thing. Now, what I'm going to try to do is suck it in, and I can feel what feels like to me is that some of the fluid will start to come up, but it doesn't have anywhere to go right now. So I suck it up, and then it just falls right back down. But sometimes when I suck it up, it stays there, and then I can suck up more. Kind of like a, I don't know what you call that, but like pulling a rope. You can pull the rope a little bit, and if you hold it on something, and then you can grab the rope again and pull again. That's what I'm doing. I'm not hearing that popping sound though. I normally hear a popping sound, and I can feel the fluid being pulled in, but that is not happening. I don't know why. Where the problem is mostly is right beside my rib cage. Oh, so awful. So now I'm just doing this rolling back and forth. Anything I can do to try to make that area. It's kind of like just massaging it at the same time, but that is not what makes it start to drain fluid, is massaging it. No, it takes more than that. It literally takes I have to push it in, and I have to feel it start sucking in. Still think this fluid is bile, in my opinion. If it's not bile, why does it drip down from that area? I'm not eating much of anything right now, and it's still doing it. With none of my tests showing proof of liver failure or liver having problems with failure and creating this fluid, the only thing I could think of is a bile leak. I mean, it explains a lot of my problems, but No doctor is really going to believe that somebody's body is full with that much fluid of bile. I don't think. Then what else is it? I don't know, but it drips constantly. It drips throughout the day. It'll drip all the time. It's been dripping for years. So, I'm still not getting it to do anything. We're just going to keep on trying, because that's all I can do until I'm just completely exhausted. I'm done. You know, I will pass out right here. So I'm trying everything to suck in the fluid. And, you know, as soon as I start sucking in the fluid, I start to get really hungry. I have no appetite right now. No appetite till I suck this fluid in. I can feel a lot of the fluid in my back too when I lay down like this. Once I put pressure on the body part, it's harder to feel the fluid. Once there's no pressure, like I stand up and stuff, if it's in my back, I can feel it. There's a lot of it in my legs right now, and I'm trying to keep my legs up, but it's not going down because that spot is not draining. There's something wrong. It's just more fluids coming out and filling up the cavity, it seems like. I have to be careful because I can start feeling it coming into my shoulders here, laying down like this. That's why I keep switching positions, is because I want to keep it downwards, not coming up, because it literally can come up to my neck. It'll come into my face, and my face will even start to swell a little bit. Most of this area does not have fluid right now. Hasn't for days, at least, because I have been keeping it down as much as possible. I try throughout the day to do something about it like this. It's just not working. Let's go back and forth. Nothing is working. There's no popping feeling. There's no sucking in feeling. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like the valve or the leak, whatever's going on, is closed, and it's closed one way or something. It's like fluid just keeps coming in, but fluid cannot escape. And this is very bad because it's making me feel extremely fatigued. My body on the inside feels like it's not breathing properly, and it feels like it's getting soggy. It's really nasty. See if I can put this here, just to kind of see what I'm trying to. Okay, something's really hurting. Something really hurting right now. I'm going to stretch out. Pull my arms back. Kind of like I'm swimming or something. I don't know what I'm doing anymore, to be honest with you. I just have a lot of soreness under my rib cage right now. Just too tired, man. I can't fight like this much longer. I'm trying. body's just so freaking exhausted. I can't sleep while this is happening. It's horrible. Once I get it to drain, I can go to sleep because my body does not have any pain. But when it stays like this, it's just in there, causing me all kinds of trouble. Okay, here we go. Maybe something. Yeah, maybe something now. Okay, keep going. It feels like maybe like a drain is clogged or something. And there's severe pain in the rib cage. Just trying to let it go through, back through. Okay, yes. Here we go. So I moved upwards. I guess I didn't have the cloth in the right spot. I moved upwards, and now I feel part of fluid coming up and through, so I'm pulling it up, but at the same time it hurts, man. It feels like something's about to burst. It's going back and forth. I mean, I do feel some, but it's just not enough. Oh, what's happening now? Oh, I'm starting to have real head pain. Oh, that really hurt. Come on. Come on. Yes, come on. Come on. Yes. I'm feeling something. Let's go. Yes. There we go. I'm feeling something. I'm feeling a lot of popping going on. Oh yeah. Okay. Just keep doing this. Just keep doing this. I'm feeling fluid moving. Yep, come on, let's go. Okay. So like I said, it's like I can feel a little bit come up and then stops, and then I have to pull it again. Keep pulling up a little bit more, and then it just starts to drain. But boy, does it hurt inside there. This is working now. Okay, just keep going. So I'm just going back and forth, rolling my body a little bit over the spot, and it's starting to suck it in. I have to get up a little bit because I don't want it to not come up. If I apply too much pressure, what ends up happening is I'm pulling some of it up, it gets trapped, and I can't pull up the rest, so I have to get up just a little bit and just keep pulling it upwards. Yes, I definitely have control over it now. So I just have to keep doing this. It's really weird. It's like when you go to put gas in your vehicle, or you have gas in your vehicle and someone comes over to steal it, like siphon it. It's kind of like that, like sucking it a little bit, and then it finally starts going in. Is what it is like. Is that I have to suck some of it up into a zone under the right rib cage, and then eventually I will turn over here, and it'll keep draining. Okay, yep, there. Oh man, it's like I'm passing little tiny stones or something. It's really weird. Oh. Okay, so we're gonna try to get up, roll over, and we're gonna see if it actually is draining by itself now. So I'm gonna lay down. I'm gonna put. That does not feel good. Put the ball over the area. Yeah, there's something right here. Right there. Something right there. It's like I can even grab it. I can't breathe, man. Okay, let's relax and let's see if it's draining. So, just sit in a way this doesn't just fall off. It's not draining.
I realized that one of them does copyright.
Okay, I'm going to put a ball on my stomach because it's leaking right now. You're going to see the ball shake like this. So you'll see that it's moving because the fluid underneath is pushing it up through the skin. It's really weird. So right in this area, there's a lot of fluid in here. So let's put a ball up here. Just watch the ball. So I'm going to try breathing in. Now watch as I breathe in. You can see the ball still moving left and right like crazy. There is fluid underneath trying to go back to the leaking hole. And it hurts way down inside because this fluid is very acidic, like it's burning the crap out of me, so you can see as I'm breathing in, going back and forth, the ball is literally going left and right, and up and down sometimes even just when I'm breathing calmly. I feel a lot of fluid trying to escape right now. The ball from falling off. So this is how I can tell if it's leaking or draining. I mean, excuse me. I'll put my finger on the top here, and if the ball bounces up, like fluctuating every few, I want to say about a second or less. If it's fluctuating and moving left and right, it's draining. You can literally feel it like pushing the ball up if you just put your finger here and just kind of rest it. Right now it's just breathing, so when it starts to do it, I'll tell you. I can feel it barely doing it right now, so it's hard to show. Let's just keep waiting. Maybe if I push it down a little bit, kind of pump it. Let me move this. You might be able to hear that. Got the fan on, so it's not helpful. Okay, so let me feel the area real quick. Oh fuck, that's really sore. There's like bumps all over in this area. It's really bad. Okay, let's try again. Just pump the area so that it will start to suck up again. So pull in my stomach. I think what happens is if too much fluid fills in, it's close enough to the leak hole so that it can drain again. When there's only little bits of it, it can't really drain. There's no way to suck it back up easily, so there has to be a substantial amount going from here down that for me to start sucking it in, and then it can start going down through. Okay, so let's try putting this here. There it goes. So I'm not trying to move my stomach at all. It's literally, it's so sore inside. It's like stuff is burned. It's really bad. So it kind of moves on itself, by itself. I'm not kidding. But there's also, I feel fluid coming from down here being pulled in and then going to the source right here is where I feel it draining into. So I just put my finger here, literally just barely touch. And if I feel it going up and then down and then up again, like pulsing up, it's draining. And I can feel it in the legs and stuff, but this is how I can tell if it's draining from the gut. Boy, does that hurt. I'm having a lot of stabbing pain right here. Oh my God. I'll take this off for a second. I feel a lot of the fluid coming down this way, trying to get up into here. Oh yeah, I feel fluid even down below, okay, in the feet, in the butt, and everything down in this area. If we move the laptop, move the laptop for a second here. See if we can maybe show this. Maybe in the feet. My feet are radiating with pain really bad. Where I'm pointing the camera is where I feel fluid draining. It's mostly underneath though, it's like down in here. So the fluid can't rest on the top unless there's too much. It doesn't really rest on the top, it rests on the bottom and just starts sucking in this way. And then it goes underneath, comes underneath here, this way through the hip, coming here. I don't normally feel it draining like at the very top because it's not normally there. It's mostly underneath. Yeah, you can see it fluctuating. Look at that. See, if you don't think that's fluid, I mean, that's pretty evident to me that that's fluid. You can see the way the stomach's even moving. It's full of fluid inside the cavity. Look at that. I even feel it draining. So it's coming this way. Down. Here's the source right here where it's draining into. And if we look from above, right there's where it's draining into, which is where the gallbladder would be. So I still believe it's a bile leak. And stuff hurts. It hurts really bad. It stings, like burns. So it feels like sand being gathered in here right now, like watery sand. I'm not going to push down anymore, but again, if I put the ball on there, you'll see what I'm talking about. You can probably see it even without the ball. Let's just watch. I'll put this on my chest and let's see. Is there any way to prop it up? Maybe a cell phone or something? Okay, I'll try not to move. Watch, I'll just put my hands down. It hurts so much. Okay, I'll try to hold my breath. I can't breathe all the way in still, so I'm trying to breathe enough and then I'll hold my breath and see what happens. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, we're gonna do that again. Get ready to hold breath. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. So I'm not even looking at the camera. I'm just holding my breath and closing my eyes because I don't feel good. It's kind of hard to hold my breath too. So I still feel it pulsing. So we're going to put a ball on it again, just to show that it is pulsing. Dude, stuff does not feel good as it. Boy, does it hurt. Can you hear that? I mean, it's kind of hard for me to hear it. Stupid fan's on right now. What I'm doing is I'm bringing more of the fluid to the source, and I can hear this dripping back into the hole. But I also feel it. It literally feels like a funnel. I can move this, and it feels like I'm filling in a funnel with fluid, and it's going to drip back into my stomach where it's supposed to go. It pulses so bad right down and below, and then fluid just drains in. Right there. Oh my god, man, it feels so much better. Oh, it's draining like really good now. It burns all over the place right here. This is all burning right now. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but I could swear it's bile leak. It's just burning my skin on the inside, my organs or something. It's really messed up. So here I am laying down, just to show how I'm laying down. Feet up against the wall, laying down like this. I've got this on my gallbladder removal area, and all the fluid in my feet has been draining. Even my side, my other side, I can feel it all underneath draining to this point, going back underneath into the stomach. Check out my eyes. They look a little bit better. They still look bad, but I mean they look better. They will look really good once all that leakage is out. So I have to prove that this is a bile leak. It just makes sense to me. Something underneath the gut. Drain. I've been feeling it getting into the feet so bad that they feel like they can't breathe. They're swelling up. The skin's doing this everywhere. It's like shaking. But when I lay like this, I immediately feel draining going into the gut. I have to apply some pressure. So again, looking at this, I have to apply some pressure. This is a 6-pound weight ball, and I'm just watching on the laptop right here like this. And I just feel it draining. I feel it draining from my feet, literally coming down in my butt, and in the side here I feel it draining down to this point. Yeah, freaking crazy. Man, I'm starting to feel so much better. Hear all that fluid draining? It's literally, guess what, coming back to the point where I had my gallbladder removed. So, there's a lot more in there than I even knew about. You can just hear it. It's horrible. Some kind of car outside. So how is a doctor not going to believe that? Because that's realistic. You can hear how much fluid is moving through there, which is not good. Now you see why I feel so freaking awful. Why I have breathing problems. Why I cannot do anything. God dang. So, if I lift this thing up, do you think it's going to keep making those noises without pressure? Should I wait a little longer? Let's just... Maybe I should just wait a little longer until I don't hear anything at all and then lift it up. But then you won't hear anything anyways, I think, because all the fluid is drained back to the stomach. But maybe you want proof that there's nothing underneath this ball even. Look all the way around. From even above with my hand. I can't see anything, so. If I move this ball, I think what happens is there's not enough pressure being applied anymore, so the fluid is harder to drain. I can breathe really good now. I mean, the more and more fluid I drain, the better I can breathe. The thing is going to kill me if I don't do this. So if I remove this, will it keep draining? And I feel a lot of the fluid being drained from my legs right now. So I don't really want to remove it, but I want to show you that there really is nothing there except my stomach. So I'm going to pick it up quickly and then drop it right back down after I feel it stop moving for a little bit. I still feel some moving underneath the ball. Alright, I still feel it, still feel it. Oh, damn. Okay, here we go, ready? Make sure I really got the ball in my hand. Heavy ball. So it's right here. You can feel what's dripping. I feel so much better as it drains, but I have to leave the ball there or else it doesn't continue to drain. What happens is I just feel leaking and it just drops, and then sometimes it just falls this way, falls this way, falls this way, depending on how I'm laying down. If I'm nice and flat, I just feel it start to drip to the right a little bit. I guess if it gets too full, there's a lot in there. You can definitely hear it. A lot in there, and more than I even imagined. I can't feel all of it, but I can feel quite a bit of it. You really can hear that, but I have to leave the ball there or else it stops. So just put it right back in the same position. So, what is there to believe? Am I making this up? Or am I really telling the truth? I think this is more than enough evidence that I'm telling the truth. So, I need a doctor to believe me, and I need someone to investigate what's going on. Dang. Why doesn't this show up on a CAT scan, an ultrasound, or anything? I don't know. But there's definitely a lot of fluid in what seems to be the cavity underneath my skin getting everywhere, like I've been stating, and doctors don't believe it. But this has to be enough proof right here. I can breathe so well. I feel so good. I feel like I'm getting more normal to myself, but I will never be able to fully recover until this fluid stops leaking under my skin. You can just hear how much there's so much of it. You can just hear it. I can feel it being pulled from the back of my legs, my thighs, my ass. I can feel it just being pulled right back up. I can't explain that. I think that applying pressure, and there's a lot in there, and there's a hole, and then it just drains back to the hole. And you know the hole's coming from here. Anything else I can do to kind of maybe show? I guess wiggle the skin a little. It's really, it's hard to tell just from looking at this. It's hard to tell just from looking at the skin, but I know my body well enough that if I continue this and just wait long enough, a lot of this will fold back in because there's a lot there. However, we could wait for more than 2 hours before seeing how much is drained. Literally, it takes a long time. It doesn't drain fast. It drains very, very, very slowly. How sad. How sad that I've been living like this for years without even noticing. In most cases, because I've always complained, I've always screamed, I've always gone to the hospital yelling, I'm in pain, in severe pain, and nothing being noticed, nothing being done. The fluid just keep building up, and eventually getting to a point where it almost kills me before I literally start draining it. So many, you can hear bubbles, man. Tons and tons of bubbles in there. My body has gotten used to this for years now. I'm sure when this first started happening years ago, right after the surgery, I'm positive this is something that happens right after surgery. I think being forced to get used to this, that my body, first off, kept it in the beginning of the stomach cavity, in the front. Literally just kept it there for many years. And then it slowly, after it pressed the stomach cavity up so much, you can't see it like a ball, but literally fill a stomach cavity up enough that it's thin enough that it starts to apply pressure. And then after it applied pressure, one night it started moving the skin upward enough that it actually could get into other regions, the chest, the hips, the ass, the feet. Yeah, so I do think this is possibly bile. If not anything, what else would it be? And I don't think it's liver failure. If it is liver failure, why is there no proof of that? So, in any scan or anything like that. And why am I fine if I apply a ball, a weight or something here, and I feel all this fluid drain back up? What, tell me what's going on. My body's creating all this fluid massively? No, it's leaking throughout the entire day. Alright, well, I guess that's it for now. I don't know what else I can show to be more, what can make my case more proven that there's fluid here. I don't know what else I could do. I will tell you, right even now, after a lot of it drains, it's ultra sticky on the inside. It itches really bad. It's like sand inside there. And it feels rancid. It feels like, I don't know, really the body's been filled up with fluid. and you remove it, and it's just nasty. I stink. I can smell it and taste it from myself, but also I can, like, if I sweat, I really stink bad, bad, bad. So why do you hear it more right now than you usually do? Why you're hearing it so much right now is I think that I've been applying this ball for almost 2 full days, maybe closer to 3. And I think what's happened is that it's been grabbing more and more of the fluid, and we can just hear so much of that, you know. Right now there's a lot more than I said I could feel, because I've gotten used to the feeling so much. It's like taking air from you. You can keep taking air from your ability to breathe. Eventually you get at a point where you start to feel something's wrong, and you keep screaming, I can't breathe. And people are just not, you know, accepting that. They're saying, no, you should be able to breathe. But you can't, because literally something is taking your air. And at some point you finally realize, but you know, at what point it's too late, because you're literally already about to die, so you have to grab air back. But in my case, I figured out how to drain it, so I could keep myself alive from what's happening. And I can tell you, if I didn't figure this out, I would have ended up dying. There's no doubt in my mind, because too many times where I literally would pass out and just feel I was just done. It was just luck that I ended up finding this out. That's all it was, pure luck. Okay, well, I guess that's it for now.